Welcome back. You're watching World 360 with me, Akanksha Swaroop. Now, the Bidens are back in news. The FBI completed searches of President Joe Biden's beach home in Delaware, and to no surprise, no classified documents were reportedly found. It should be noted that this was a planned and consensual FBI search. The FBI previously searched Biden's home in Wilmington in Delaware, turning up what his lawyer described as multiple items containing classified material. That search occurred on 20th of January this year. And with that, let's shift focus over to Biden Jr. Hunter Biden's attorneys have asked state and federal agencies to investigate a computer repair shop owner, Rudy Giuliani, and a number of right-wing political figures involved in disseminating contents of his laptop. The allegations from his attorneys are that they committed computer and other criminal violations in their effort to weaponize the laptop contents against his father, Joe Biden. Now, be it the FBI search at President Joe Biden's or Hunter Biden's call for a criminal probe, the two moves mark a new strategy by the Bidens. And what's that? To quell Republican allegations that Biden administration's level of scrutiny for the Bidens is lower compared to what it was for former U.S. President Donald Trump. Now, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has described his long relationship with President Joe Biden, the war in Ukraine, and has said he would consider acting as a mediator in the Ukraine war in this exclusive sit-down with CNN's Jake Tapper. Let's listen in.
One thing I wanted to ask you about Russia and Ukraine is that an advisor to Zelensky floated your name as somebody who might be a decent mediator between Zelensky and Putin, between Ukraine and Russia. And I'm wondering if anyone in any position of power has ever floated that idea to you, and what would be your willingness to take on that job?
I was asked to do that early on in the breakout of the Ukraine war. And I was opposition leader at the time, and I said, well, I have a rule, one prime minister at the time. You know, like one president at a time.
Who asked you to do it?
I was asked.
Okay.
I don't know if it was official, but it was unofficial, so I didn't even pursue it. I said there's a prime minister, let him, decide what to do with that. He tried, didn't succeed. But if...
Would you do it now?
If I'm asked by both sides, and frankly, if I'm asked by the United States, because I think, you can't have too many cooks in the kitchen. And I'm, we have our own backyard to deal with.
Right.
It's not that I think this is of monumental importance, because I think the peace of the world is at stake. As I think the peace of the world is at stake with Iran getting nuclear weapons, it'll destabilize the entire world. And so, I'm really devoting my efforts to that and the other peace ideas that I have and the economic ideas. But if asked by all relevant parties, I'll certainly consider it, but I'm not pushing myself in, which is, I've been around long enough to know that there has to be a ripe time and the ripe circumstances. If they arise, I'll certainly consider it.
And with that, I bring you other stories that are making international news. The Republican-led House of Representatives have now voted out Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar from the powerful House Foreign Affairs Committee in light of past statements she made related to Israel. The former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations and two-term governor of South Carolina, Nikki Haley, is reportedly poised to announce that she's seeking the 2024 Republican presidential nomination. And America's star football player and seven-time Super Bowl winner Tom Brady has announced his retirement from the American National Football League after his brief retirement back in 2021. And that brings me to the end of this edition of World 360. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back same time next week.
Of 6